Welcome back, PIYM family, to another episode. We have a special guest online. Hello, are you there?
Hello? Hi.
Oh, who?
Hi, everyone. Did you miss me? First of all, let me just cut that out right now. I just want to thank everyone for the well wishes, for the blessings. I felt it, I received it, and I just can't wait to be back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not officially in the building, but, kind of feels nice to be back with my family right now. And I just want to thank you guys once again for all the love and prayers and blessings. So let's get into it, guys.
All right, man. Thank you so much, Chin. We do miss you. Man, that's our sister Chin. You know what I mean? Sister P, Brother J here. I mean, we are here, the PIYM family.
Yes.
In the building. We got Chin on the phone. Chin, are you ready for this topic? P, you ready?
I am.
Ready like Freddy, they say?
All right. So, P, what do we have cooking in the pot today?
Well, today, we ain't got nothing cooking in the pot, but we got something interesting.
I got something cooking in the pot.
Good, I'm hungry.
What do you have? Jason, you said that with authority. The way you said that, you probably rumbled my belly. Well, Chin, what you got cooking in that pot?
I have some gungo peas in the pot right now. That's bubbling. I got my black tiger shrimp ready to get seasoned, doing some jerk shrimp there.
Oh.
And then I got my Atlantic salmon. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to do some honey garlic salmon in the oven.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I end up getting like a Greek salad from Loblaws. So I think that's going to be Sunday dinner today.
Seems like you're cooking a feast. Is there something special going on?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I know it's not the Super Bowl.
No.
I was hungry.
Hunger. Got it.
Well, you know what? If that's how much you cook when you're hungry, I'm going to be hungry with you. Next recording, I need you to hook us up. Hook us up. P, me, you, our fans, our family, PIYM, hook us up.
Yeah, we might have to do a cooking show one of these days. But
we got
we'll see how it goes.
We got to.
Definitely. Well, let me tell you, we got words in our pot here, so let's get right into it.
Let's get it.
Get into it.
Okay, guys, so here we go. Is life simple or complicated?
Is life simple or complicated, eh? Who's going first on this one?
I think it's a combination.
Really?
Let me brew on that for a minute, but I think it's a combination.
Why? Let's hear this.
I think life was meant to be simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think over time, humanity has somehow managed to complicate things.
Mm-hmm.
Life used to be so much simpler. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we want to go back generations on generations. You know what I'm saying? Things are so much more easy flowing, easy going. But now in this generation, it's a hustle and bustle. Today I looked at the clock and it was 1 o'clock and I was already in a panic. Oh my God, it's already 1 o'clock.
Yep.
The day's almost over. I have to get this done. I have to do this. I have to do that. I still have my kids.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when in naturality, I should just be relaxed, go with the flow of the day, But here I was, first of all, I'm in control of my day.
Yes.
But for some reason, I have conformed to society's way of thinking and doing things, and that's what sent me in a tizzy to be like, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. Day's almost over. What am I going to do? And that's why I say it's a combination of things. It's, we complicate it. It's not supposed to be complicated, but we complicate it.
Yeah, we definitely, I like how you said that. I definitely will agree with you. We definitely do complicate things. I think the reason why we complicate things is because of we have expectations of people, expectations of things. And when those expectations are not met, then this is when things spiral downhill for us. And life, we're supposed to have a certain type of understanding to one another. And when we don't, when that understanding is missed, things just go crazy.
And you know what? I really like how you just feed off of the energy of Chin in regards to be complicated. I'm going to feed off of that. I feel that a complicated life is what helps develop the character for individuals to persevere, right? So, again, if everything was always handed to you, you know, life was always so simple, then there's no definition for those hardworking or overcomers or those who are hurdling over these obstacles. So these complications in life, I feel, are a necessity to really help us get to where we are, to remember why we work hard or why we get up every morning, you know, for either for our children or for our parents or for whoever. You know what I mean? It's very key that we understand that it's needed. So a lot of people don't really, they just wish that, you know, how come I can't just have this? How come I can't have that? And it becomes an issue because then if everything's handed to you, what's the point of working hard? You know what I mean? What's the point of really being goal-oriented or being driven, right? But I think one thing that we have to probe into, especially for our Plug in Your Mind audience, is what makes life complicated? Is it other family members, friends? I mean, we have different forms of complications. I think you ladies would agree.
Yes.
But like if I was to have that, you know, let's say I was to be that Steve Harvey substitute for a minute, and on your top 5 Billboard chart, what's on your top 5 of things that make life complicated for, if what, not yourself, or maybe for someone else you may know? Like, what are the type of things? Let's just throw some things there. Well, what comes to my mind, I would say, Chin and P, and all our audience is, I would say, family. Family is supposed to be that structure where, you know, okay, everyone gets together, everyone bonds. But what happens when all those bonds don't attract, but they detract from one another? Then you have a complicated situation, right? Because if you can't rely on your family, who can you rely upon? And that makes life really complicated, especially if you go around and you see other families getting together, or you can go and spend time with them. Not everyone has that, you know, that rosy lifestyle or that pictured moment. So for me, family plays a significance on others and myself having a complicated life. You know what I mean? Is there anything that draws to you, Chin or UP, where you can say, you know what, this is a complicated aspect that I feel people I've spoken to or myself I've gone through that I can share with others? What comes to your mind?
I think expectation.
Oh, that's a beautiful one right there. I love that.
I know I fall into that sometimes, like when I look at my life and, you know, you being of a certain age, you feel like you should be at a certain place in life, whether, you know, career-wise, financially, you know, family. But then sometimes you have to sit back and realize that not everybody reached those milestones all at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, for some people they might accomplish all those things, but, you know, be married and have a family and have, you know, the perfect career at 25.
That's right.
For some person it might happen at 55. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has a different marathon that they have to run, and we all finish it at different times. Not everybody finishes at 55.5 minutes. No.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You might finish that marathon within 20 minutes. You know, I'm slugging at the back. You know what I'm saying? I might finish 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to let go of that expectation that we put on ourselves, because I don't think it's necessarily society putting that expectation on me. I think it's people putting that expectation on themselves because they're looking at other people, and especially like people within your circle, you know, who might be married,
That's right.
who might have kids, you know, who might have purchased a home, and you're looking at them and be like, man, here I am still renting, childless, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going from job to job. But your time will come if it's in the plans for you, and if it's something that you really want, you know, you will make it happen. It will happen. But you just have to,
Good point.
you know, exactly, support those people who have made it to where you want to get to. But just know that in time, yours will come. You know, and let go of that expectation, because that's when you really make it hard for yourself and complicated.
I love that. You know what I mean? P, I'm going to get your feedback as well, but I just want to thank you, Chin, for taking my second, because that was my second one, expectation, and, you know, now I get to save my time on speaking on something else.
My bad.
It's all good. You tapped into the human natures, which I love.
I know.
Speaking of human nature, we got our lovely sister, P.
Expectation would be one of them for me.
Okay.
But the other, I have said it before, it would be the comparison.
Oh, yes, compare.
Yeah, comparison. We have a thing where we love to compare ourselves to other people, especially when we have a relationship with another person.
Yeah.
And we see that person having another relationship with another person, and it's not the way that they have that with the other person.
Yeah.
So they always wanted to be, well, why can't you, you know, be like that? You know, you could be like that with Jay, but why can't you be like that with me?
Yeah.
And people have to realize that we all have different relationships with each and every human being that we meet in this world.
Yeah.
We're not going to have the same interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay, I might interact with you very differently than how I interact with Chin, because I know you and I definitely know Chin. So I you know, our interactions are not going to be the same.
Yeah.
So we need to stop comparing, because when we put this comparison things on another human being, it's that expectation. That's what happens. Is the expectation comes in along, because this is what's supposed to be, but it's not supposed to be like that, because something I have with this other person you may not even like, but you're just seeing from the outside, but you're not seeing from the inside. You're just watching from the outside.
Yeah.
The other thing for me would be our understanding. Yes, we are all different, thinking differently all the time.
That's right.
But I may not agree with you, but I could definitely try and understand where you're coming from. I may not want to see it, but I should understand it. Because it's important to understand where another human being is coming from, because it allows yourself to actually probably put yourself in that shoe and just have a little more perspective on what's really going on with themselves and even in their minds. So understanding is very important for me.
I like that. You know what I mean? Understanding and comparing. You know, those are two remarkable points, P, and I'm glad you shared that, because, I mean, this is something that, you know, our audience needs to think about. We have thought about it, and we do want your feedback, you know, expectations, family. I do have another one I want to add to that. I think culture is another complicated issue, because, you know, when you come from one environment, or you can kind of balance it with environment too, you have to adapt, right?
Oh, yes.
A lot of people feel that, you know, and when I say a lot of people, I speak to a lot of people, and this is the feedback I get from these people, and that feedback is important, and this is what makes this show what it is right now, what it is today. 10 years, 20 years from now, you know, who knows, but only above knows, right? But in regards to really understanding your environment, you know, a lot of us tend to get into a situation where, you know what, I need to change my environment, right? But are we willing to change that environment? And then that can be a complicated issue. You know what I mean? People say, oh, why did you change for? Or why don't you change? You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to stick it out and stay in your own circle and trying to manifest from there. And that becomes an issue because in society it's always altering. I notice there's always adjustments. We're always evolving.
We're supposed to evolve.
We're supposed to.
That's what life is about.
Exactly. But not everyone wants to go with that evolving moment, because sometimes, as you know, life has its cycle, and it might evolve. And I think you and Chin would agree with this. It might evolve into something that might be a benefit to you, or an asset, or something that might be a liability. But the fact of the matter is, it has to evolve because time waits for nobody. And this is something that can be very complicated in people's lives. You know what I mean? I don't know how to use today's form of technology. Life is it's stressful. Like, I'm so used to this old school style.
Yeah, I see that a lot with the seniors because they're getting phased out. Even though they are phasing out in life, but they still have a lot of them, these baby boomers that are so constantly, they want to go to the bank. They don't want to do this online banking because they're just an old school form of way where they need to see that paper. And that's fine. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Because if your stuff is out there in this virtual world, it could get lost in the virtual world too. And if you have no paper record, how you can show what you really have?
Yeah, it's true. At the same time, though, I always look at that virtual world. Like, for me, it saved me a lot of time waiting in those long lines, right? So it's just like, Chin, you know how it feels. And all our audience, you know how it feels.
I'm there
to
in that
be in those lines.
world.
So it's just like, if you could do it online, you could get a bill, payment done online, why not, right?
I do payments. I even deposit e-checks. I sit down and deposit any checks that come to me right from my phone. Snap, front and back.
Right? Exactly, right? So it's just like... Sorry?
Because when I lend you, I said, you know why I love it? Because when I lend you money, and you know back in the day when you used to lend somebody money, be like, nah, you ain't let me know $100. It was $20. Be like, nah, it was $100. Now I got my proof.
Oh, yes.
Documentation. Beats conversation, like they would say. I love that. And you know what? And that can be complicated for some people. Like, man, you know what? Here's your 20, man. People get frustrated. But again, it can be to someone's benefit or to another person's loss. But that's just the way life goes, right? So it's just fascinating. Chin, did you have another one on your thoughts in regards to life being complicated?
No, I think that was kind of it for me. That was it for me.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know what I mean? I had to bring it up because, ladies, human nature, life, complications, overcoming obstacles.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much frustration in this world. And people are always looking for answers. They're paying for answers. Like, how we pay to go to school and all that. People pay for happiness. Like, one thing that comes to my mind, and I think you ladies might know of this movie. If you have not, an audience, plug in your mind family. If you haven't seen this movie, go see it, please. It's called The Pursuit of Happiness.
With Will Smith?
With Will Smith. Y'all seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
Chin, you seen it?
I've seen it.
You seen it? All right. You look at what he's been through in that movie, and he shows that there's one scene that gets to me where he speaks to his son. Oh, the bathroom scene is that's a classic. So that's actually up there in my honorable mention. But the basketball scene where he had I think Jaden, his son.
His son was in
His son. He's talking to his son about don't let no one tell you that you can't do anything. You know what I mean? In this world, like what he told his son was like $1 million advice.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this world, often when you tell someone you have a great idea, what's the common objective is, you
get shut down.
You get shut down, right? It's not going to work.
Yeah.
But you're even called crazy at times.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, most of the so-called, successful people of this world have done crazy things.
Oh, they have. These entrepreneurs.
Like,
that's what sets them apart from the rest.
Exactly. So I think about that. And I had to ask, is there like a particular scene that you've seen or an influencer or a motivational speaker that got you to kind of reshape some of the things that you used to think and maybe think, you know what, maybe I could transfer this complicated life into a life where it could be more simple? You know what I mean? More adjusted. Has someone ever inspired you?
It was a movie, actually. I'm stuttering now. It was a
I like
movie.
that movie.
Yes, it was a movie. It's called The Secret. It's no secret. It's been out there, and it's been years. I can't remember when I first. Could have been like 2010.
It's called Secret.
Yeah, The Secret.
Okay.
And this is when I started to learn about the laws of attraction.
Okay.
I knew it was there because I been practicing it before, but I just never knew what it was, right?
Yeah.
Until it was explained. And basically, it was saying, like, you know, anything that you want to manifest, you would have these thoughts. So your thoughts is a thought process, and it has, like, frequency and energy.
Yep.
And anything you thought of, it would eventually manifest to be. And when I understood it in that sense, and I was like, my gosh. And I started to use the principle of it. I was like, this is so true.
Yeah.
Like, at that time, I was going through some money issues, and with being in debt and all that sort of stuff. And what I was doing in that time was I was thinking about death. And debt was there, constantly in the mail every single month. It wasn't going away. It kept on coming and kept on coming and kept on coming. And I shifted the way I thought about money and debt. And when I shifted that, my gosh. That was probably the best thing I ever could have done, because it just started to turn around.
Yeah.
Like, but that thought process in your head, it just started to turn around for me. And I kept on watching. I would always watch the video when I needed some uplifting or inspirational stuff. That would be my go-to, just to get me back centered. And my other go-to is this reggae artist, Norris Man. The album Persistent. I just love that album because it's just an uplifting album for me, and it was just talking a lot of stuff about life.
Yeah. So would you recommend that album for others?
If you're into conscious music and stuff like that, some old school conscious music.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a song, The Greatest Reward. You know, it's to live in love and not war. You know.
Okay.
So it was some real good conscious music that was tapping into my soul and just hitting me at the same time. So yeah, The Secret and Norris Man, The Persistent. I love that album when I need to get, you know, in a mood and just get me up there for life and get me focused. I would watch those things constantly.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. You know what I mean? So for all our listeners, like, you heard it from P, you heard it from me, you're going to hear it from Chin. Chin, is there a particular movie or artist or motivational speaker that kind of gets your wave thought patterns to, like, go from a complicated situation to, you know what, I can overcome this, I can be above this, I can be over this obstacle? Is there someone that inspires you? Brother Jay? Oh, thank you, Chin. I appreciate it. Who's that, eh?
There was a particular time where, you know, my life was shifting.
Yes.
You know, and I was taking on a different form of responsibility, and that I never thought I would have to take on.
Yeah.
And I just didn't quite know how to deal with my own emotions.
Yep.
And I started to listen to Bishop T.D. Jakes. So I used to go onto YouTube and listen to his sermons.
Oh, yes.
And I was like a spiritual person.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in the church. My family was in the church. But it wasn't something where I was religiously going to every week, or, you know, I wasn't picking up the Bible every day or anything like that. But then I started to listen to him, and, you know, there's a couple of sermons that he did, and I was like, you know, sometimes pastors will do the things like, I don't know who's out there, or who I'm preaching to, or who this message is for. And, you know, I was like, is he talking to me? Because really, like, you know, I feel like this sermon was really all about me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I started to listen to that, and, you know, it started to change my mindset a little as to how I was viewing things. And then also to touch on what P said, because she actually introduced me to that movie, The Secret. And she's like, Chen, it's on Netflix. You should go and look it up. And I sat on Netflix and I watched it back to back. Like, it finished, and then I pressed start from beginning, and I watched it again. you know?
Yes.
And during that same time, when I was going through, you know, life changes or whatever, and really the power of thought, like who would have thought it was, you know, these simple little thoughts, what you thought was simple, little thoughts that you were having in your head, that it meant nothing. But really and truly it was the most powerful thing. Like it was one of the most powerful tools that we have as human beings. So it was our thoughts.
Nice.
And that to me, you know, changed the way that I view people, I view things, I view situations that I'm involved in, and allowed me to have a clearer thought in how I would respond.
Yeah.
You know? And also, I've come across a few people on social media in terms of business and how to conduct and how to grow your business from essentially a $25 investment to now you're a multi-million-dollar corporation. You know? So I've learned. You know, there's quite a few people, but definitely Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Yeah.
You know, he helped me through a lot, and I can't really tell you what was the other thing that helped me too. But, but definitely Bishop T.D. Jakes. That was the one person that really opened up my eyes, and also watching that movie as well, The Secret. So those are my two things.
I love that. I love that. You know what I mean? And like for all our listeners, plug in your Mind Family. Please let us know in the comment section your thoughts. What inspired you? Was it a movie? Was it a particular scene in the movie? Was it a motivational speaker? Was it an artist? You know, who is it that inspires you to get over complicated situations? Because let's face it, you know, life can be simple, but there's so many situations in life that make it complicated, right? Make it complex. So we leave you with that. It is all on the table for all our listeners. Let us know what you think once again in the comment section. We love your feedback. We're giving you our thoughts, and we love to engage and connect with your thoughts. So we're going to leave you with some final thoughts. Who wants to sum it up for us? Chin, P, myself? Who wants to really give them the final thoughts?
I'll probably go.
All right, P, go ahead.
Life can be complicated, and we know that. But you need to have understanding with life. You need to take the time to understand what is going on in your life first before you go out there. Be patient with yourself.
I agree.
Because it's very important to be patient with yourself. Don't compare your relationships with anybody out there. Your timing would be your timing when that timing happens.
True.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
But don't wait, because time waits on no one.
Sure does.
And just be positive out there, you know. With all the things that's happening in this world, it's hard to be positive, but still be positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Positive thoughts manifest positive things.
I love that. I love that. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. Thank you for concluding that. Like I said, we had here a wonderful segment. You know what I mean? Please, once again, like,
comment, subscribe.
That's right.
I can't remember.
Or vice versa.
The notification bell, please.
Notification.
The notification bell.
Where would it be, Chin?
It's right beside the subscribe button.
There you go. There you go, man. So don't delay. Hurry today is what they would often say.
Oh, that's a good slogan.
You know what I mean? hope that's not copyrighted. I thought I made that up. I just hope it's not copyrighted.
Oh, we're going to get flagged. We're going to get flagged now.
Jeez. It's not even our 14th show yet, really? But it's crazy. It's crazy. But like I said, this has been a great show. Very thankful to be with my co-host, P, and also Chin, who actually said, you know what? Y'all gotta have me on the phone. I'm getting on the show today, so she's here with us. That's right. She made the commitment, the sacrifice. We thank you. We appreciate you, and we're gonna hope and see you in the coming weeks live in the studio here.
Yes.
You know
when
are
we back out live? We need to tell them. Are we going on a little break, a mini break?
I think we're gonna go on a little mini break, and then so next week we won't have a recording because we have a couple of things stored up for y'all. So stay tuned for that. But the following week we'll be back with another video episode, and we might have a surprise guest. So,
you guys, if you guys, viewers, listeners out there, if you know who the special guest is, comment and below. Let us know who you think is coming on the show.
You know what I mean?
I wonder if we gave it away already. Let us know.
I don't know, maybe. They got to be listening, so I hope y'all were listening. We could have gave it away, like P said. So stay tuned for that. What's that, Chip?
No, I just said, ooh, let's see who's paying attention.
The way she said that.
Gee.
First of all, this is how we will know if everybody is listening from the beginning to the end, or if you're skipping.
That's right.
Okay?
Oh, wow.
No skipping.
We'll know.
You know what I mean?
And if you're skipping, I hope you're not, hitting that back button now, because you done missed it.
Exactly.
You done missed it. Don't hit no back button.
And I think we're still waiting for the 15th person to comment.
I think so, yeah. Like, nobody wants to comment on YouTube. Everyone's like, yo, just give me the prize, but I'll comment on your IG.
How about we say it's a $100 Visa card? Is it a $100 Visa card, Jay?
Is it?
We don't.
Only time will tell. But if you're the 15th commenter, you shall find out. So we're still looking for that 15th commenter. Let us know. Back on our show. You remember the show?
What was that? Ooh, yeah. What was that? I can't even remember. You know what? We'll put it up for you guys on the feed there. So you guys just look in there. Just hit it up. Click it in the top there.
Definitely. Or you can check out on our first.
Link in the description box. We'll put a link to that video in the description box, and you can enter the contest. How about that?
That sounds.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. I like that. So with that being said, we're signing off. It's your brother P. Brother P. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me, hold on. We didn't shapeshift here. There's no shapeshifting.
Yo,
it's your brother Jay.
Hit the back button.
Your brother Jay. There is no brother P here. You know what I mean?
It's just Sister P.
It's just Sister P. She's not a twin. Sister P, Sister Chin, Brother J, signing off. Stay blessed, stay fruitful, stay in love, and keep your mind thinking, because we always have those topics to keep your mind stimulated. So stay tuned, plug in your mind. We out.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.